the Superdome in New Orleans, the site of Super Bowl number 24. And we're just about set. This is the ultimate.
San Francisco, you are the visiting team and will be calling the toss. This is the commemorative coin. This side is heads. This side is tails. This side is heads. This side is tails. Denver, who will be your spokesman? 54 will be the spokesman. Mr. Montana, would you please call the toss in the air? Willie Wood, will you represent your fellow inductees into the Hall of Fame and toss the coin? Go ahead and toss it, call it in the air. Tails is called. Heads it is. You will receive. Which goal will you defend that goal? Denver has won the toss, will receive. Good luck, gentlemen.
So we'll see John Elway and the Denver offense first. And that has to encourage them already.
You know, anytime in a big game, I always like to lose the coin toss and let my defense go out there and play first. I always think in a big game, you don't have to get your guys pumped up. They're usually too pumped up. So if you're playing with a pumped up group, you'd rather have your kickoff team playing and your defense first. Because I'll tell you, John Elway is so pumped up and he is so strong that he could throw a 20-yard pass. He could throw it 50 yards the first time he throws it.
Well, Carrington and Bell will be back deep for the Broncos. And Mike Kofor will kick it off for the 49ers. Very strong leg. And Super Bowl 24 about to get underway. As I said earlier, John Madden and I have been here 10 days, and we're about as psyched up as anybody.
Dan Reeves was saying, I just can't wait to get this thing started. I think everyone feels that way.
Line drive, kickoff handled at the goal line by Bell. To about the 23, tripped up by Steve Hendrickson. 49ers will take over. I beg your pardon, the Broncos will start it. John Elway, the quarterback of whom John Madden was just speaking, 2-0 against the 49ers. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 23. Orson Mobley will be starting at tight end instead of Clarence Kay. Steve Sewell split wide to the left. That's a new wrinkle. Bobby Humphrey is the lone setback. Elway to throw it. And underthrew it. Intended for Mark Jackson. Let's look at the 49er defense. They start with a three-man front that changes from time to time. Hope, Michael Carter starting, and Kevin Fagan up front. Haley, Millen, Walter, and Turner, the linebackers. And in the secondary, Pollard, Griffin, Ronnie Lott, Chet Brooks, the two safeties, and Eric Wright and Tim McKyer when they go with the extra defensive backs. Melvin Bratton in the backfield now, this time with Humphrey. 2nd and 10 from the 23. Fake to Humphrey. Elway misses again. And I think you said something quite correct in the beginning, John. He's so pumped up that those first two passes have been overthrown and just not close.
That's right, and eventually he'll get in some kind of rhythm in this game, but you hate to have to come out first and do it in a big game like this, and then your first two plays are passes, and that is a very tough thing to do.
Brings up 3rd and 10. Sewell in the shotgun formation with Elway. Haley forced Elway out of the pocket, and he was taken down by Pierce Hope. And the Broncos fail on their first possession, and they'll have to punt.
I think those were the things the 49ers wanted to do. Good defense the first time they get in the shotgun. Not only put pressure on Elway, but keep him contained.
Horan, left-footed punter, high to John Taylor. Fair catch. About the 34-yard line, the 49ers will take over from there as a scuffle broke out on the other side of the field. 40-yard kick. Here comes Joe Montana. And has he been spectacular of late? Almost perfection. In front of him, an offensive line of Bubba Paris, McIntyre, Sapolo, Bruce Collie, Harris Barton. The tight end is Brent Jones. The formidable backfield of Roger Craig and Tom Rathman, and the two magnificent wide receivers, Rice and Taylor. Rice on the move. Fake to Craig. Montana overthrows Brent Jones. Steve Atwater made the contact. Here's the defense for Denver. Carricker, Cragen, and Holmes up front. The linebackers Brooks, Dennison, Mecklenburg, and Fletcher. And a tough secondary, particularly the safeties of Atwater and Smith, with Braxton and Henderson the cornerbacks. And when they need 6, it's Robbins and Corrington. Rathman is out and Terrence Flagler is in. That's Flagler in motion. To Craig. Roger Craig to midfield. Knocked out of bounds by Wyman Henderson. Rice with a good block.
The other guy that got a good block was a right tackle, Harris Barton. Again, that's his counter play. Watch number 79 pull out here. Right there. See 79? He's going to come and make the block right there on Mecklenburg, the first block. Then he gets another linebacker. Harris Barton formed that lane for Roger Craig.
That's artwork for an offensive lineman. Montana back to throw it. Incomplete. Intended for Roger Craig.
Well, you know, the 49ers with Mike Holmgren, now they script only their first 15 plays. And then Mike Holmgren told us, and Joe Montana said, that in the first 5 specifically, they would like to get the ball to Jerry Rice. This is what, the 4th play coming up?
Right. 2nd and 10 from the Denver 49. Roger Craig. Got maybe a couple stopped by Ron Holmes. Roger Craig had the flu, missed an entire day of practice earlier in the week, lost 9 pounds.
Hey, he went from 214 to 205. He was wearing a sweatsuit yesterday and was showing how baggy it was. It just hung on him like a sack. He said that maybe he'll be quicker. He feels strong, but I think the big test for Craig will be in the second half.
This will be a good test right here for the Denver secondary. 4 wide receivers for the 49ers. Screen pass, Craig. Stopped by Atwater, but it should be close to a first down. A pickup of 9 it is. First down, San Francisco.
Yeah, one of the things that had the Broncos so concerned was Roger Craig, but the first guy missing him. He said that they have looked at films, and Roger Craig makes the first tackler miss him more than any back they've seen. And then that's why they get so many big plays, because not only does Roger Craig do it, that's the same thing their ends do. Atwater is the linebacker in the Broncos nickel. He had Craig all the way, man to man.
And Craig just got away from it. First down, 49ers. Montana go to work again. Rice. Close to another 49er first down. Tyrone Braxton was the first man to hit him. 9-yard gain, call it.
See how many Broncos were on that tackle, though? That's one of the things that the Broncos want to do defensively. They know that Rice is going to catch some pass and Craig is going to get his plays and John Taylor. But the minute they catch a pass, they want to be there to knock it away or make the tackle. Don't let them take that little one and make a big one out of it.
2nd and 1. motion. The ball carrier hit behind the line of scrimmage and knocked backwards by Brooks and Carragher.
Mike Brooks is that strong side linebacker. Watch him. He is up here at the end there. Now he is going to come. He's coming on a blitz, so he starts. He gets penetration. Rathman misses a block. You don't see a lot of Rathman misses, but when he missed him, Michael Brooks was right there for the tackle and the loss.
That makes it 3rd and 4. Extra defensive backs in the game for Denver. Rice started in motion. Montana has to come out of there. And slides for another 49er first down at about the 22-yard line. A pickup of 10.
You know, anytime you give a quarterback a lane to run in for a first down, he has to take it. Watch this lane. We stop it right there. You see the big hole there. You look at this hole, the lane here. Now Montana knows if he can get to here, he has the first down. That's what happens when your pass rushers get out of their pass rush lanes.
1st and 10 at the 22. No score yet. All play to Craig to the 20. Simon Fletcher brought him down.
When the team gets to the 20-yard line, the 20-yard line in, that's called the red zone. Now the 49ers feel that the Broncos, one of the best things they do is play defense in this area. A lot of times they'll rush 3 and they'll drop 8 guys. So they figure that rather than passing in this zone, they think they can have more success running.
2nd and 8. Typical 49er drive. Montana looked to Rathman, hits Rice. Rice scores for San Francisco. Didn't take long.
Another one of those Joe Montana drives. Jerry Rice, a big play. And the thing, Denver did the thing they said they couldn't do. When they catch the ball, you got to tackle them. They didn't.
And one of their best tacklers is the one who hit Rice and bounced off, Atwater. Hofer for the extra point with Helton holding. And the 49ers take the early lead after a 10-play drive. San Francisco 7, Denver nothing. 66 yards. Touchdown pass from Montana to Rice from 20 yards out. They kept the ball 3 minutes and 59 seconds. Typical Joe Montana 49er drive, as John Madden said.
Well, Earl Liggett was there talking to the defense of the Broncos, and he's telling them that we have to get our hands up and take care of those pass rush lanes, because they didn't when Montana ran and picked up a first down. Then on the touchdown pass, no pass rush whatsoever.
Bell and Carrington back deep, and that's Carrington with the ball. Hit, knocked out of bounds at the 25-yard line by Romanowski.
Let's watch the touchdown again, Pat, and we'll see Jerry Rice is here, and he's going to come right in here to the middle and uncover. Montana gets back. He tries to throw to the right, can't find anyone, and comes later to Rice. Watch him. He's even going to come on a little roll to the right. And then he looks and looks and looks, but look at the pass protection he has. Look at the time he can look over them. Then Rice uncovers. Now 1, 2 missed tackles.
And that you cannot do. Elway with a shovel pass up front to Humphrey. Bobby Humphrey almost broke it. Ronnie Lott finally tripped him up. A pickup of 28, playing with 2-track ribs, but they didn't bother him then.
Bobby Humphrey has added so much to this Bronco offense. They've always been a passing team and a John Elway, but when they got Humphrey, they got a runner. They got a 1,000-yard runner.
they botch it. And the 49ers get it back. Now they say no. It's a forward pass. And it's just an incomplete pass.
You know, this stuff really isn't trickery. For most teams, you would call these trick plays. For the Broncos, this is part of their basic offense. It's just called a shovel pass. Here he shovels, Humphrey isn't looking, and the shovel hits him right in the back.
Shovel too quick.
Yeah, or Humphrey looked too late.
2nd and 10 from the San Francisco 47. Clarence Kay in the game now. Here's Humphrey again. Close to a Denver first down. Stopped by Chet Brooks and Keena Turner.
You know, I like what Humphrey is doing there. He's breaking through the hole. Now watch the pass protection here. They start to pass protect, make them rush, then that gives holes for a delay for the running game. See, when the defense is going to take off after Elway, then they can give that delay play or draw play to Bobby Humphrey. That's what he's been so effective on all year.
And he got another Bronco first down. Mosley moves out. Clarence Kay is the tight end. Humphrey again. Out of bounds. A gain of 6. Stopped by Michael Walter and Chet Brooks again.
I think this is why the Broncos were so concerned about Kay being able to play. Watch him, number 88 here. You see how he can block Keena Turner. He just gets him knocked out. Kay was the guy who created that hole for Bobby Humphrey.
Elway was saying yesterday that this guy is the better blocker. Mobley perhaps a better receiver. 2nd and 4.
And I think if Humphrey's playing, you would rather have Kay in there.
Mobley in motion. Draw play, Humphrey again. Picked up 3, so that leaves about a yard short of another Bronco first down. Jim Burt now in the middle of the 49er defensive line. Elway going for the first and got it.
They did a good job there. That Keith Karts and Doug Waddell really take off. Watch the center here, the block, boom, boom. They get this going back, and then they can get the first down. Watch 72, Keith Karts, Doug Waddell. They get that pile going back. John Elway just gets in behind it.
Of course, Elway is a big, strong guy. Humphrey now is the lone setback again. The shovel pass again. Elway just bats it down. 3rd time they've run that play. Once it was great. Twice it was near disaster.
I know it, and that time he looked like he was going to shovel the ball to Haley. Watch him here. Watch 94. Haley comes in a rush. Watch the shovel here. He's trying to get it to Humphrey. Haley, like a basketball player, just knocks it out of there. Now, Elway says he wants that to be an incomplete pass. So he just knocks it down.
So it's 2nd and 10 from the 49er 25. This is the old T formation. Look at this. Now Mosley comes out of it. Elway had to throw early, but he was under severe pressure.
I don't think that he's gotten calmed down yet to play this game.
It surely doesn't look like it.
He has to let a little air out of himself.
Incomplete. In the direction of Mark Jackson, but the 49ers were all over. Don Griffin was the prime defender. With an assist from Tim McKyer.
You say that was not all Elway there. That was great defense by the 49ers.
Treadwell will attempt to kick the field goal for the Broncos. With Gary Kubiak holding, this will be 42 yards away. Good enough. The Broncos dent the scoreboard. So 6:47 left to play in the first quarter. The 49ers 7, the Denver Broncos 3. Terrence Flagler back deep for the 49ers with Spencer Tillman. But it's going to be Flagler at the 4. Brought down by Tyrone Braxton. The story of the Broncos scoring drive, which was finished off with a 42-yard field goal by Treadwell. They kept it 10 plays, went 49 yards, and kept it 3 minutes and 19 seconds.
I think and they were able to do that with John Elway just completing 1 out of 7, and that was a shovel pass. Again, Jim Burt, the story continues there. They just keep sewing that jersey tighter and tighter. Remember that short yardage play? He got double teamed. I'm sure he feels he was held.
He doesn't want to give him anything to grab.
He answered everything. Tighten the jersey.
Here's Montana flushed out of the pocket and chased out of bounds by Alfonso Carricker. No gain.
I think that's great Denver defense there. That's what they want to do, is they clamped on the short guy. There was no one for Montana to throw to. So then they scrambled out to the right. Now they have him. Let's just watch it here, and we'll see here, once he starts to throw, you see that back foot hits, now he wants to throw, and look at this Denver defense. They're all on a line here. He has nothing open. So now he had to hold the ball and go again.
2nd and 10 at the 18. Montana to Craig. Atwater up to fill the hole with Mark Munford as they knock him down. Rice and Taylor both come wide to the left. Flagler is the man in the backfield. 4 wide receiver setup. And Montana again chased out of the pocket, gets rid of it, incomplete.
Again, great Bronco defense, Pat, because they didn't let Montana throw to the first guy he wanted to.
Back deep, Vance Johnson is number 82. And Barry Helton, who was a teammate of John Elway at the University of Colorado. A little bit off the side of his foot. John First down, Denver, their own 48. Pat Summerall with John Madden, Super Bowl number 24. 2 tight ends set up for Denver. Ratman comes in motion, and the handoff is to Humphrey. Ball's loose. 49ers have it. Recovered by Chet Brooks.
That's a big play for the 49ers here, because the Broncos just scored on their last possession with the field goal. Had good field position here. That was one of the things I think they were worried with Bobby Humphrey. If he plays, will that extra protection on his ribs, will that cause him to fumble? Because when you put the ball up against that extra protection, you can't feel it against your body. I don't know that that's what caused it, but that is a concern coming into the game.
It certainly looked like the ball just slid out of there. This is Rathman to about the Bronco 40-yard line. Stopped by Mecklenburg. A gain of 14, a flag on the play.
Yeah, that's a big play by the officials there. Last one was a big play by the 49er defense. That one by the officials. Tom Rathman told me yesterday he loves to play in the Silverdome.
Holding, number 61, offense, 10 yards, still first down.
That's the first penalty of the game. It's against the center for the 49ers. Jesse Sapolu. Matt Millen. You know that's not a payphone.
Oh, Matt's telling him what they did on that play and what he did and where Humphrey ran.
Montana to Rice. And they get most of it back. Knocked down by Dennis Smith.
Jerry Rice is almost a perfect athlete. I mean, just the way he runs and moves and catches and then runs after he catches, his toughness going inside, outside. What's the minute he catches that ball, he is continuing running. This guy is a threat on any play, any time. I think not only is he the best wide receiver in football today, but maybe one of the best, if not the best, that's ever played this game.
No, not much question about it. First down, 49ers.
You know, watching him practice, though, you know why he's so good. He practices at full speed all the time. I mean, the guy is just amazing. And watching he and Montana, remember we watched him on Thursday the other day in practice, Montana only threw one incomplete pass all day.
In the entire practice.
This is as close to a perfect a practice as I've ever seen.
Well, he was almost perfect against the Rams as well. That's Rathman over the right side. Stopped by Mecklenburg. Rick Dennison with the assist. Two-yard pickup by Rathman. Second down and 8 at the Denver 42. Craig in motion left. Out to Roger Craig. Steve Atwater and Dennis Smith on the stop.
Hey, the Bronco defense is really doing what Wade Phillips wanted. Other than the touchdown to Jerry Rice where there was a couple of missed tackles, what the Broncos want to do is anytime a Roger Craig gets the ball or Jerry Rice or Tom Rathman, get a whole bunch of orange jerseys there on them. You know, not rely on one or two guys, but have 4, 5, and 6 guys tackle.
3rd and 2. To Craig. The old counter play. Close to a first down. We might have to measure. Greg Cragen led the Bronco defense.
The first time Craig ran that ball, that Barton got out there and made a wall for him, and he had a big gainer. That time the Bronco defense played it pretty well. I think that's going to bring up the 4th down.
It is.
This is a big decision here for George Seifert. You're in the Super Bowl, your first year as a head coach, and as a head coach, you hate those things left, 4th downs and short. You got to make them. He's made his.
They're going after it. Fumble. And Denver has it. Atwater came up with it. Rathman got 4 yards.
You wonder if they're going to say he's down.
First down.
Oh. I'll tell you, they have fouled that up more than anything this year, that fumble thing. It used to be simple. If a guy fumbled, it was a fumble. Now they got it when it's down and when the whistle blew. Looked like he was down, but you don't know when the whistle blew. So if, what they're saying is that whistle blew before that ball came out anyway.
So it's a 49er first down. Ball's at the Denver 31. Fake to Craig by Montana. Looking at Taylor, incomplete. Jerry Rice also was in the area. 2nd and 10. Montana out of the pocket. On the run. Incomplete. Intended for Taylor and batted away by Tyrone Braxton.
There is a fired-up cornerback, Tyrone Braxton. I think he was sick and tired of hearing all week about how bad the Bronco corners were and what Jerry Rice was going to do. Here, they have good pass protection to let Montana get out to this position. Braxton running all the way, staying with his receiver, right at the end, reaching his right hand around and making that play on John Taylor. You know, these guys are pro athletes, and they have a lot of pride, too. And sometimes they just have to kind of take it for a while.
3rd down. Montana will throw it again. Quickly to Rice. And Rice almost broke clean. Gets inside the 10, stopped by Corrington. A pickup of 21 yards.
Looks like the 49ers game plan, Pat, is to work Jerry Rice early to the inside. Every pass he's caught has been in around the hash marks or in the middle of the field. Bobbles out a little bit. Again, is always thinking what to do after he catches the pass.
1st and goal from the 9 for the 49ers. Craig steps out of a couple of tacklers. Got it down to about the 7. Ron Holmes finally brought him down. 2nd and goal from the 7. Scott Curtis has taken Mecklenburg's place. Montana quickly. Brent Jones. 49er touchdown. Second touchdown pass of the day by Montana. First one to Rice, this one to Brent Jones.
Brent Jones is going to take that ball home with him. Hey, a big part of that success was Joe Montana's ability to run. That was a bootleg pass.
Hofer's extra point is not good. 13-3. Dan Reeves just saying to the referee, I want to see you.
But Montana is going to bootleg. You see, you fake the run to the left, and then you come out to the right. And I still think that no one runs to his right and throws the ball better than Joe Montana. I think some of the things that he's done this year and over his career are just so amazing, because he's doing the same things that 27 other quarterbacks in the league try to do, but he does it so much easier than the rest of them.
And I think a little bit quicker, too.
I think that's the whole. If there's one success or one key to the success of this 49er team, if there's one word, to me it would be quick.
Even in practice, when we watched them during the week, everything seems to happen so fast. Hofer's kickoff goes to Bell at about the 6. To the 25. Knocked down by Spencer Tillman. That's the end of the first quarter with the score. San Francisco 13, the Broncos 3. CBS Sports bringing you Super Bowl number 24. The 49ers scoring. Montana 20-yard pass to Rice for a touchdown. Then the Broncos got a 42-yard field goal from Treadwell. And then the 49ers came right back with another Montana touchdown pass, 7 yards to the tight end Brent Jones. Montana 7 out of 12, 2 touchdowns. Elway 1 out of 7.
There's a guy out there with a jacket and some equipment. I think they must be changing some equipment on the umpire or referee. They just had the guy come right out there in his jacket and start testing stuff.
Jerry Rice having some work done on his back in the background back there.
You know, Jerry Rice, even when we watched him practice, he just continues to do stuff like this to stay loose. I think that he lost 15 pounds over a year ago, and he is so tightly wound and sprung that he always has to keep all that stuff stretched out.
Here's Elway, chased by Haley. Pass incomplete, almost intercepted. Intended to Mark Jackson. Michael Walter.
Yeah, they talk about that Elway cross, Pat, that John Elway throws that ball so hard that it'll put a cross on the receivers. It may put a cross on a defensive guy after a rebound. Michael Walter could have got that thing after it comes off the Bronco onto him. Half an Elway cross.
Second and 10. 13-3 San Francisco. Elway back again. Pressure again. Incomplete again. Clarence Kay was the intended receiver.
Hey, Elway has only completed one pass today, and that was that shovel pass. And part of it maybe is Elway, but a big part of it is this defense too. Look at Ronnie Lott. You're worried about him, how his leg was going to be. All he told me yesterday was there's a football game. That means that he's going to be there and he's going to play the way Ronnie Lott always plays.
Here's Elway out of the shotgun again. Winder is in the game with Elway. Screen pass to Winder. And nothing there. Well, a gain of 7, but not a first down.
I think the Broncos are a little frustrated here. You know, they know all about the frustration of not winning the Super Bowl and all that talk. Then they come in the game and they get down 13-3. I think that they have to keep their composure because you have to keep playing. You can't lose your composure.
John Taylor back deep, signals fair catch again, and makes it at about the 32. The 49ers up by 10 have dominated the clock as well. 13-3. 49er ball at their own 31. Carl Mecklenburg back in on defense for the Broncos. They put a brace on his leg, but he's back. Up the middle of Rathman. Near midfield. A gain of 18. Rathman stopped by Simon Fletcher.
Yeah, Tom Rathman came from Nebraska where he was really a blocking type guy, never catches a pass, comes with the 49ers. Now they make a pass receiver out of him. This year during the season, he caught 73 passes. Most of them like this, those little check-through things where you find a hole in there, check through, and Montana just dumps it over the line to you.
Craig to the Denver 45. A gain of 6, stopped by Munford.
Yeah, you look at Roger Craig helmet, and you see it says Husker on it. He and Rathman have the same thing. In fact, there's 3 of the 49ers that went to Nebraska. Jamie Williams, and of course Craig and Rathman. And at the front of their helmet there it says Huskers.
2nd and 4. Here's the Husker. Craig again. First down, San Francisco. Steve Atwater brought Craig down. A gain of 9.
Isn't it funny how it always takes a bunch of guys to get Craig down, though? And they don't keep stats on that, but you wonder how many guys the first guy ever tackle him one-on-one. You know, it always looks like he'll make the first and second and third, and then you really don't get Craig down until you get about 5 or 6 guys there. See how he steps out of that tackle? He makes cuts, he's swiveling, he makes guys, and you don't get him until a whole bunch of orange jerseys are there.
Out of his socks again. Here's Montana out of the pocket. Incomplete. One of the rare times you'll see Montana go left and throw it.
Yeah, and you see what happened. He went left and threw it over Jerry Rice's head. There's Steve Wallace. Now he comes in and plays left tackle for Bubba Paris. Terry Tausch plays right guard for Bruce Colley. They play halves. You see, Bubba will play the first quarter and third quarter. Steve Wallace, number 74 now, plays the second and fourth quarter. They call it tag team tackle.
The same is true with Tausch and Bruce Colley. 1 and 3 and 2 and 4. And Montana's back to throw. Rathman. Another first down. Steve Atwater tripped him up. But a pickup of 12.
I tell you, if they don't get any better pass rush than this, then it's going to be a long day. They're going to set Super Bowl records throwing. Watch Joe Montana here. Now he's ready to throw when he pumps right here. Look at the protection he has. Here's the line. Here's Montana, and look how long he has to pump. He's back there looking, and they better get closer to him and start getting someone knocking him down, or this is going to be a long, long day for the Broncos.
First and 10 for the 24. This is Craig again. The 16, stopped by Atwater. 8-yard gain.
Yeah, I think Roger Craig, he lost the 9 pounds this week, and he may run right out of his uniform. We know he got those socks off already. He doesn't have enough leg to hold up the socks. Looked like he could just run right out of the jersey and the pants could fall down. This guy is a player. I mean, he only knows one way to play. He practices that same way.
He really does. This is Flagler in motion this time. The handoff is to Rathman. Hit behind the line, but struggled up close to first down yardage. Michael Brooks made the initial hit. Third down. Craig breaks the tackle and gets the 49er first down. Hit by Munford and Mecklenburg. Got 3 yards.
Roger Craig plays football the way it's supposed to be played. I mean, he not only plays it hard and he plays it quick and he plays it fast, but he plays it with a smile on his face. I mean, he is a guy who enjoys playing football.
There were some people early in the year who said he's taken too many hits as a running back, that he's lost a step. And he was incensed by those remarks, saying, "I've never felt better."
I would be incensed by those remarks.
Brought down Craig, this time by Cragen. No gain. Second and 10. Craig again. Not much again. Henderson out of bounds. John Taylor. Wide left. Rice is to the right. Up the middle of Rathman. And that final lunge got him to about the 2-yard line.
Tom Rathman was telling me yesterday, he said he loves to play in this place. He said he has his best games and his most physical games in this dome. Now, I have no idea how you can have your most physical games in anything that has a roof on it, but that's the way this guy feels, and that's the way he thinks. This is another big call for George Seifert here.
4th and short, and they're going to go for it.
This is the second time they've gone. Last time they gave it to Rathman. What they do again.
Rathman. Montana indicated that they got it. He had no question in his mind. First and goal, San Francisco. They lead it by 10 already. 8:14 left to play in the first half.
Watch the left side of that line take off, and they don't let the Broncos get any penetration. Then you have a big 235-pound fullback, and if the orange jerseys don't get penetration over the white, then Rathman's going to get a first down. First and goal, they need 2. That's great.
think so. Carricker made the stop.
Watch when that ball is snapped, how quickly everyone moves. Everyone moves at the same time. Good block there by Rathman. Cragen gets the penetration, 71, and he's the guy that didn't allow him to get in the end zone.
2nd and goal. Rathman, touchdown. Well, they haven't signaled yet. The officials haven't. Touchdown, yes. From a yard out by Rathman.
Hey, you're having a big game like this, Rathman and Craig. They're going to name a city after him in the state of Nebraska. That was all Montana this and Montana that, but this drive has been Rathman this and Craig that. The two Cornhuskers.
Kofer for the extra point. He missed the last one. That was perfect. So it's 7:15 left to play in the first half at the Superdome. 49ers 20-3 over Denver.
That's what you call a Nebraska drive. Rathman ran 3 times and had 3 receptions. Craig ran 7 times. So as you say, 13 of those 14 plays, the two old Cornhuskers.
Kofer's kick to Carrington at the 1 to the 20. Romanowski again down on the special teams, leads the charge, and the Broncos take over. They'll have it 1st and 10 at their own 21.
Pro football's getting to be a game of coordinators. Here's the offensive coordinator, Mike Holmgren of the 49ers. He makes a good call. They score a touchdown. Look, they get 5s up in the press box now for the coaches.
A lot of rumors about him perhaps being a head coach very shortly.
And there's talk about the New York Jets and the Phoenix Cardinals. I think he would make a very good head coach.
Matt Millen to knock Bobby Humphrey back for a 3-yard loss.
Matt Millen was fired up yesterday. He says that he knows how to attack. He said a guard pulls, boom, I hit that hole and attack it. I don't know that anyone attacks it like Matt Millen or celebrates. He was showing me his shoes. He said he played here in Super Bowl 15 in this stadium against the Philadelphia Eagles, and he said he wore the same shoes. He brought out those shoes. He said they worked good in Super Bowl 15. He said, I think they're going to work good in Super Bowl 24.
Well, so far they really are.
Working good.
2nd and 13. Elway dropping it to Humphrey. Not much. It'll bring up 3rd and 11. Kevin Fagan made the stop with an assist from Millen.
Yeah, we were out here in the practice field yesterday. I was talking to Matt Millen. They had all these tractors and floats out here, and he said, he looked at those tractors and he said, geez, look at all those great looking tractors. He said it's too bad they have to ruin them by pulling floats behind them. Never seen a linebacker that ever liked to float anyway behind a tractor.
Plus,
either like the tractor or the float.
He looks like he could operate the tractor. Elway through the hands of Mark Jackson, incomplete. That one was there, but he throws the ball so hard.
Yeah, but he had everything here. He has good pass protection. He has a good pocket. See the pocket there where he can step up, find his receiver, and then still step up and throw. That's excellent pass protection. As you say, you got to catch those. You have to catch those. Ronnie Lott came up and gave him a forearm in the head to remind him he was going to be there.
Again, it's John Taylor chasing the punt. Which goes out of bounds close to midfield, and the 49ers will operate one more time with good field position. 30-yard punt. To Craig. a yard. Tyrone Braxton and Dennis Smith up the stop.
You know, one thing the Broncos didn't do early, they didn't pressure Montana, so he was able to get those first couple touchdowns. Now they can go to their running game already. Look, they've only sacked him once, but that was one time when Montana ran out of bounds. They've only made him hurry twice, you know, throw when he didn't want to. But more important than that, they have yet to knock him down. And I think that if you are going to have any success against Joe Montana, you got to knock him down yet. The Broncos haven't knocked him down yet today.
They're going to show him a 5-man rush right here, although one of the up linemen backs out of there. Craig is really hit by Dennis Smith. You see, he has a reputation of being one of the toughest of the safety men. In fact, both of the Broncos safety men do that.
Here's something. Watch Dennis Smith, 49. He's getting back in his zone, reading. Then he sees the ball thrown, and he's going to come out. The first guy holds him up a little here. Watch, the first guy Braxton kind of has him held up. Craig was in the middle of a spin, and Dennis Smith just unloaded on him.
3rd and 9, midfield. Craig, not enough for a first down. Complete pass hit by Braxton and Atwater.
I think Braxton and these guys are getting fired up a little too late. I mean, I know that they have to do it, but the 49ers just did surgery on this Bronco defense in this first half.
Vance Johnson back deep. Barry Helton will be the punter.
I don't think the Broncos have enough guys out there in punt return.
Great.
Good job of coverage by Bill Romanowski. One more time. 3rd time he's made the tackle on special teams.
That was a good move by the 49ers. They didn't huddle. They just rushed their punt team out and boom, punted the ball, and Denver really wasn't out there and organized when they got that punt off.
Elway dumps it out to Humphrey. Out to the 20. Chased and stopped by Michael Carter.
Hey, let's watch Michael Carter here. Here's a guy who's so strong. Watch him here. He's going to start in the pass. He's always going to get double teamed. Boom, he stays to center, comes off the guard, starts pushing Waddell right back into the quarterback. Now he sees the ball thrown. Boom, turns, runs right down the line where the guy's going to be and gets a hit on Bobby Humphrey. Michael Carter hasn't been healthy all year, but when he is, he's the best nose tackle in the game.
2nd and 6. Elway to throw it. To Kay. Gain of 6. Matt Millen made the stop.
I don't know that Kay caught that pass. It may be the first one, but watch what happens when you're as good as Michael Carter and your arms are that big. When you go to jump, they're going to cut you. Watch, you go to try and get your hands up. They don't go up with you. You go up, they go down. Whap, they go, and they just block you right on your toes.
Elway to throw it again. Gets it to Johnson. Johnson worked his way out to about the 34-yard line. Pete Kugler and Don Griffin made the stop. 2 minutes left in the first half, with the 49ers dominating the Broncos by the score of 20-3.
Look at this, Montana 12 out of 18, 138 yards, 2 touchdowns. Now Elway 5 out of 14 for 52 yards, but one of those was a screen, one was a shovel pass, and he's just starting to get going now. In fact, that one to Vance Johnson was the first reception to a wide receiver.
Second quarter has not been good to the Broncos. So far, the entire game has not been good to the Broncos. 2nd down, 2. Elway intended for Vance Johnson, and he just missed him.
I think the other thing is the ball really wasn't in a good position. It kind of had to come under and kind of bounced out there. Yeah, I just feel that Elway hasn't gotten started yet. Now, part of that is they haven't gotten enough first downs to get anything going. And then on the other side of it, the 49ers have had the ball so much of the time that they haven't, he's been cold all the time.
3rd and 2. There's the pass knocked away. Intended for Jackson. The defender was Don Griffin. Good play. McKyer knocked it down. I beg your pardon.
You don't want to make too many great plays if you're a defensive back for the 49ers. Tim McKyer makes this one, and after he makes the play, about 5 guys hit him in the head. And the last one was Jim Byrd. He was over there, and he gave him a shot and almost knocked his neck back.
Taylor back. The field to punt. Ooh, we got a good punt. And goes down at about out of bounds at about the 46-yard line. Harry Sidney was the guy who got the first block.
And they just activated Harry Sidney. He's number 24, coming off a broken arm. Boy, that is one that loosens up the sinuses.
Yeah.
And that is also the one that breaks John Taylor loose.
That will trouble your eyesight, a hit like that.
Harry Sidney, of course, has always been a leader on this 49er special teams.
Montana has got some kind of a bandage on his right elbow. It wasn't there earlier. Gets it out to Rathman. Stopped by Simon Fletcher.
Over the years, Montana has had problems with his elbow. And I think that's just a protective pad there that you get just when you hit the ground. I know he did wear that against the Rams a little, too.
Montana comes out on the scramble and gets down near first down yardage. Stopped by Henderson. 1:05 left in the first half. 3rd and short. 3rd and about a yard. Rice wide right. Four-yard pickup gives the 49ers a first down. A tackle by Holmes. No huddle. Ready to go. Montana. To Wesley Walls. One of their 3 tight ends. Munford made the stop. 49ers call a timeout with 40 seconds remaining. So they're down to 1 now. Watch that. Montana going up top to Rice. Touchdown. From 38 yards away. Rice's 2nd touchdown of the day. Montana's 3rd touchdown pass. Hofer for the extra point. (27-3).
That was a play that the 49ers set up because they took the time out. They went over to the sideline, and they talked about getting Jerry Rice up the middle. There's one coverage that the Broncos use. It's just too deep where they have the safety come over and the corner come up. And they thought that they could get Jerry Rice or John Taylor or Brent Jones down the middle on him. That's the play that Mike Holmgren was talking about. In that area, when they give us that type of coverage, we can get a post in there. Now you see the coverage I'm talking about. The corner comes up, the safety comes over, the corner comes up, the safety comes over, and look at this middle here. That's the area that they're going to try and hit. You see how deep those safeties are and how far over to the sides? And once Jerry Rice, right there, see the big middle they have? They can't get anyone in there.
And of course it helps too, John, that the pass was perfect.
You know, and Mike Holmgren was saying, I don't know that we're going to get that coverage. I don't expect that we will, especially with Jerry Rice there. But if they do, that's the one we're going for.
Well, you have to give him credit for spotting it, as well as Montana.
And then Jerry Rice for running it. In fact, they're not even up there. That's an empty press box. When you are up there calling offenses and defenses and you're ahead 27-3, you can start eating hot dogs earlier than the rest.
Elvin Bratton fielded the short kickoff. And with 28 seconds to play in the first half, the Broncos will have a couple of shots. Elway to Jackson. Incomplete. Broken up by Eric Wright.
This is not a half of football that John Elway is going to want to remember.
He's 5 out of 17 for 52 yards. The 49ers lead it 27-3. On the other side, Montana's 15 out of 21. 3 touchdowns. Elway. Steve Sewell. First down for Denver. Stopped by Romanowski. 12 seconds to go as the Broncos take a timeout at the Superdome in New Orleans. Number 24. And so far, it's been just about what was predicted. Elway back to throw it again. Sideline over Michael Young and out of bounds. 6 seconds left.
Hey, the San Francisco 49ers have played this first half on a different level than the Denver Broncos have.
Been a clinic.
It has. I mean, offensively, they've done everything they wanted to do. Defensively, they haven't given John Elway or his receivers a sniff.
Elway out of the shotgun this time. I imagine he'll spend a lot of time in the shotgun in the second half. Chased by Romanowski, but he has time. Out of bounds. And that's enough of a scramble to have them headed for the locker room. That's the end of the first half with the score. The 49ers 27, the Broncos 3. 16-5 in first downs, but down at the bottom, well, it all shows you why the score is 27-3. But look at that time of possession.
That's the thing, I think. You know, everyone's going to say, why didn't the Broncos do this? Why didn't Elway do that? In the first half, they really didn't have the ball. We talked. I think that key play for the Broncos was that Bobby Humphrey fumble at midfield when they were just down 7-3.
Treadwell set to start the second half of Super Bowl 24. Terrence Flagler at the 10. Taken down at the 23 by Kip Corrington. And the Broncos have got to air it out.
Yeah, you always talk about what the team that's down has to do. Even the team that's ahead has a problem, because I remember being in these situations and being ahead, and guys like Bubba Paris wants to know if he can play fullback. And the center, Jesse Sapula, wants to go back and play guard again. And of course, Steve Young wants to play, and guys want to do different things, and they forget that you have to play the second half the way you played the first half.
This is a familiar 49er script. Get ahead and then go back to your running game. Montana's going to throw. To John Taylor. That's his first catch of the day.
Look what Joe Montana did in the first half by distance. See, he was 11 for 13 under 10, 3 for 6, 10 to 20. Then he hit one deep one out of 2, that deep post to Jerry Rice. But he has really thrown the ball mostly under 10 yards.
That's pretty much his pattern. Second down and 2. Rathman. Knocked backwards. Hit by Scott Curtis. Didn't get a first down, I don't think.
I would think that they'll probably come right back again to that side. When Bubba Paris is in there, they like to run behind him, and they don't pull him much. Because Bubba is, you know, they list him at 299. Bubba is closer to 399 than 299. He's not 399. Now, he'll get mad when I say that, but he's closer to 399 than 299.
He told me the other day when you introduced me, be sure you say that 299 so my mother can hear it. Rathman. Stopped by Greg Cragen. I don't know if he got the first down or not.
This is going to be one of those spot deals. This is what Bubba does. You know, he is so big that he says he wants to get his mass on you. And when he gets that mass on you, I'll tell you, that does tire you out. I mean, he just goes and goes and goes. And then at the end, he falls on you. How'd you like to be Holmes there? You're thinking, this is a tough job. At least the Broncos stopped it. So their first goal was to get something going defensively. They've done that.
On 4th and short, the 49ers will punt. Barry Helton, the punter, and that's Vance Johnson.
Like I said, sometimes it's tougher to fire up the team that has the big lead than it is the team that has the big deficit.
Good kick. Johnson signals fair catch. Makes it. The Broncos get their first start of the second half from the 24-yard line. 42-yard punt. So the Denver defense did its work.
Now John Elway, I think, has to kind of relax and just let things flow. He threw those first two passes incomplete, and I don't think in the first half he ever got loosened up.
He missed those first two badly. Then they got something going, and then the fumble by Humphrey, and since then it was all 49ers. Mobley in motion. Elway throws the interception to Michael Walter. And the 49ers get it back at the Denver 27.
Well, whatever they talked about at halftime, I'm sure that wasn't it. Come out, let's open this thing up and throw one to a linebacker. Again, now the 49ers know they have to pass. Good pass rush. They get in his lanes. You see, Haley was right there. Michael Walter was in the lane. I don't think Elway ever saw Michael Walter because of Haley. You see Haley coming from his left right there? I don't think he saw him.
Sure didn't look like it. 1st and 10, 49ers at the Denver 28. Rice, touchdown. Didn't take long.
I'll tell you, it's the same pattern. It's against the same coverage. That was a thing that they thought they could do. That's the third touchdown to Rice on a post pattern. Right in the middle, splitting that defense.
The extra point is good. Rice has 6 carries for 136 yards and 3 touchdowns. And the 49ers move ahead 34-3. It's a power display. Jerry Rice, 6 receptions, 136 yards, 3 touchdowns, a Super Bowl record. Montana is setting records by the bushel.
And if the Broncos don't start playing a better defense in that middle, he's going to get 3 more.
Darren Carrington for the Broncos. To about the 30-yard line. Dan Reeves has taken his coat off and rolled his sleeves up, but it's not working so far.
Watch what happens, Brad. Here's Jerry Rice. Now they want to come up and bump him. They missed the bump. Now the safety should be back here. He looks at John Taylor coming here. Jerry Rice comes here. Boom. Look at this wide open middle. You see the bump is going to come up on him here. He misses him. He runs right by him. The safety looks at Taylor, and look at Jerry Rice wide open in the middle of field.
Denver first down at their own 30. Elway swings it outside to Humphrey. Out of bounds at about the 37. Michael Walter knocked him out after a pickup of 7.
I think it doesn't look like Bobby Humphrey has been bothered by those 2 cracked ribs. One thing I noticed, on that play he got out of bounds, but on the other one, he's getting bent over and getting his shoulder pads in front, so all they have to hit is shoulder pads. He's not going to expose that rib side. This is what he's wearing. See, they just put an extension on his regular shoulder pads to cover the ribs.
2nd and 3. Humphrey again. First down, Denver. Again, he covered the ball and ducked under the tacklers.
And he's laughing here because Chet Brooks was coming up. Chet Brooks was coming up, and Chet Brooks was bringing a big load. And Bobby Humphrey, and just before Brooks got there, Bobby Humphrey got down under Brooks's load. There is a tough guy, number 31. I think that he has been a big part of the success of this 49er defense. A defense that people don't talk a lot about. He took over for Jeff Fuller, and as he played well.
It's a very good defense. Elway to throw it. Chased by Kevin Fagan. Ball loose. Walter comes up with a loose ball, but Elway was down.
Here's a group that's done a heck of a job. We see Joe Montana walking by him, but that's the offensive line of the 49ers. There's Harris Barton.
2nd and 16. Elway chased by Haley. Got it up to Steve Sewell just at the last second. Stopped by Pierce Holt. Pickup of 10.
This is a thing that the Broncos, the thing they have to think about again is you don't think of scoring 40 points now. You just think you're getting 1 touchdown. They haven't done that yet. Maybe you just think about trying to get past midfield.
Pass intercepted by Chet Brooks. Brooks out of bounds at the Denver 35.
I can't believe that there's not something wrong with John Elway. I mean, I know that he's had a cold because he was really coughing yesterday. I mean, he's just not throwing the ball. That's not John Elway. That's not the great passer that we've seen over the years. I mean, this ball comes out of there like a wounded duck. Watch, I mean, this isn't even a spiral. It's not that big a pass rush. He can't find anything open, but that thing's flipping and flopping around in the air, and it isn't even close to a receiver. Maybe it's frustration. Maybe it's physical, but this isn't the John Elway I've seen.
Here's Craig behind Barton again, who again gets an excellent block. Dennis Smith made the stop. Joe Montana's day today. The records he has set today: passing attempts, completions, yards, touchdown passes in a career, 4 in a game. That's a record. He's just been the same guy we saw in practice and against the Rams.
Yeah, they had that big scandal thing the other day, or the story about the drugs, and we went to practice. Everyone was thinking, geez, maybe it'll bother Montana. Like I said, every 2.5 hours had 1 incomplete pass.
Going deep for Taylor, another touchdown.
And that's the same place, Pat. It's that post. It's the middle of the field. You talk about being vulnerable. That's worse than being vulnerable. They're getting killed.
35 yards from Montana to Taylor.
we saw Jerry Rice catch 3 posts for touchdown. Now it's John Taylor's turn to run a post. A post, the guy just runs up, then he runs into the goal post. The quarterback throws it in the middle field, right at the goal post.
Hofer for the extra point. And the 49ers lead it by the score of 41-3 now. 9 minutes and 44 seconds left to play in the third quarter. And the 49ers running away.
Watch this. Jerry Rice has caught 3 touchdown passes. He's here. He comes over here. Atwater jumps up on him. So they bring John Taylor. Boom. Right there. That's how he gets to the post. Watch Atwater take the bite when Rice comes across. And that's what lets John Taylor get into the post. You see right there. Now Taylor, now he's up there. Now Taylor can get in behind him. And he's wide open for the touchdown. Right at the goal post.
Hofer set to kick off. Kickoff team's gotten a lot of work today. That's Carrington at the goal line. Good return out to about the 38. Stopped by Flagler. Elway will throw it. To Vance Johnson. Cross midfield. Stopped by Johnny Jackson. First down.
Well, the Broncos are now going with no huddle. When you're down 41-3, you got to try something to change up, and then they decided to go with a huddle. They started a no huddle, and then they went back and huddled.
Not a lot to talk about when you're behind 41-3. Let's put it up, boys. Humphrey on the draw play. To about the 14. Don Griffin finally tripped him up. 34-yard run by Bobby Humphrey.
Yeah, that was one of the things that the 49ers were worried about is Bobby Humphrey's quickness. Watch, his line gets a block there. Right there, they get a cut block on Matt Millen. That's the block that sprung Humphrey through the hole. And when he gets in the open on artificial turf, what does this guy have? Quick moves. You know, he decided not to take a senior year at Alabama to go into the pros. Of course, Alabama played here in a bowl game. He's playing in the big bowl game.
Away. Flag on the play. Clarence Kay was the intended receiver. Romanowski back there with him. That's only the second penalty.
Interference, number 53, defense. First down in the 1-yard line.
And it's first and goal, Broncos at the 1. Humphrey collided with Elway. Didn't make it. Stopped by Pierce Hope.
Hey, this has to be the worst 3 quarters of football John Elway can remember in his life. Not only is he having trouble throwing the ball, but then he goes to run it, and his running back runs right into him. Doug Waddell was on the ground. He was in the way, and that was a play that didn't have a chance from the get-go.
Second and goal from the 1. It will be Humphrey again. He doesn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. Haley was the first to hit him. A loss of 2 yards.
I think that the 49ers have thrown these guys off so much that now they have a tough time getting a play off. Watch Matt Millen. Matt Millen loves to play short yardage and goal line. Just gets a feel the guy, gets around his guys, gets around their guys, and finds a ball carrier.
So now it's third and goal from the 3. Elway goes to the shotgun. Runs a quarterback draw and runs into the end zone. Touchdown, Denver.
Elway doesn't even look like he wants to celebrate that one, and I think he's right. This is an organized play They have 4 wide receivers plus Sewell in there, and it's just a quarterback draw. They just put him the ball in the shotgun, snap the ball to him. He's supposed to find a hole up in the middle. There was no hole in the middle, so he just bounced it to the outside.
Kubiak will hold for Treadwell. 41-10. 6:53 left to play in the third quarter. 49ers still with a commanding advantage. 41-10. Broncos just scored. Treadwell about to kick off.
You see who's in the wedge here all by himself? That's a one-man wedge. They're playing Tom Rathman. I think if I had Tom Rathman, I'd play a one-man wedge too.
This is going to be Flagler from about the 3. Down at the 24 by Bruce Klosterman. 23-yard return. The Denver scoring drive, 5 plays. They went 61 yards, a big 34-yard run by Humphrey. Elway got the touchdown from 3 yards out. Rice and Taylor split wide left. Flagler was in motion. Craig gets the carry. Again, steps out of a couple of tackles, gets a first down. Simon Fletcher wrapped him up.
I don't think the Broncos have any idea of where to go to start to stop this team anymore. Yeah, I mean, they got Craig is still running. They can still run Rathman. They have thrown 4 touchdowns in the post in that area. And it seems like anything they want to do, they can do. The Broncos have not knocked Montana down all day. So I know it's artificial turf, but that's about as clean a jersey as a quarterback can have in a third quarter.
First and 10 49ers at the 36. Here's counter Trey to Craig. Stopped by Andre Townsend this time. And Tim Lucas.
Yeah, if you look at where they passed, you can see that he was 5 for 5 in the middle deep. That's where he's killed him. Look, 142 yards deep in the middle, and 4 of those were touchdowns. Then he's 4 for 6 to the left, 6 for 8 in the middle short, 3 for 3.
Bruce Colley, who plays the third quarter. And then Terry Tausch comes in. And right guard, that's Craig in motion. Montana back to throw it. Pass it to Taylor. Complete. Stopped by Lucas. In the 4 Super Bowls, look at the numbers for Montana. 68% completion. 1,105 yards, 11 touchdowns. No interceptions. Remarkable.
He's a remarkable quarterback. We talked about that before, that we used to say that he was the best in football. I don't think anyone even argues that anymore. Now we're on a level, is he the best that ever played? And I'm one that votes yes.
He sees so much. Gets the ball out to Williams for a first down. And a gain of 7 yards. Steve Atwater made the stop on Jamie Williams.
Jamie Williams is another one of those guys from Nebraska, you know, along with Roger Craig and Tom Rathman. And he was a Plan B player. He got picked up from Houston, and he is really a happy guy. He was out most of the season, then he got to play at the end and play here in the Super Bowl. I saw him the other night. He was in front of a restaurant standing in line. I said, "Hey, Jamie, you're in the Super Bowl. You don't have to stand in line." He said, "Yeah, send me Montana and I won't have to stand in line." He was with Bono, the third-string quarterback.
Handoff is to Rathman. Got blockers in front. To the Denver 30. Atwater made the stop, but Rathman gets 18 yards.
You know who's done a heck of a job, Pat, is Harris Barden, the right tackle pulling. We'll just watch him here. When we see him, he's done it all day. But watch 79 right there. You see him? Now he has to find the hole. And then when you find the hole, you have to find the guy that is going to make the tackle. See him lead right here. He finds a hole. Then he gets his hands, he gets his block on him, and he's the guy that clears the way for Tom Rathman.
Flagler goes in motion. It's Craig this time, and he's brought down behind the line of scrimmage by Scott Curtis. Joe Montana has completed 12 consecutive passes. That is another Super Bowl record.
Hey, he's going to have so many of them that they won't even remember the other guys. That just broke Phil Simms' record for consecutive passes.
2nd and 11 at the 31. 41-10, San Francisco. Consecutive to Rice inside the 20. Stopped by Tyrone Braxton.
You see Jerry Rice, those pants, between his pants and his stockings, he wears a pair of long pants like dancers, or tights is what those are. So he wears tights, then he puts his socks over the tights and then the pants over the tights. And then in practice he just wears tights. And that kind of keeps all that stuff together, all those muscles and stuff, and keeps him warm, because this guy can just go all day.
Keeps that speed in there.
Yeah, I'd like to borrow some of that. That's if I could use that, wear some of that speed around.
First down, just inside the 20. Montana, well, that broke the streak to Mike Wilson, but the pass was there.
Not only broke the streak, but it broke that same area. Of course, they're in a little closer now. As I said, they've thrown 4 touchdown passes to the post.
1:21 left to play third quarter. 2nd down and 10. To Craig, who's to the 6. Stopped by Curtis and Simon Fletcher, but a 12-yard pass completion from Montana to Craig.
You know, I think at some point you have to give this offensive line credit, too, because Craig has done a lot. Rathman, Joe Montana hasn't been knocked down. He has a complete clean jersey. He doesn't even look like he's sweating. And this offensive line has really come on in the last month of the season. They haven't allowed a sack, and in fact, they don't even allow anyone anymore to get close to Montana.
1st and goal from the 7. 30 seconds left. 1st and goal at the 7. Rathman to about the 3, stopped by Andre Townsend. Clock ticking down to the end of the third quarter. And that is the end of the third quarter with the score of the 49ers 41, the Broncos 10. That's Joe Montana's wife, Jennifer, the blonde.
She still has her ticket. She's so proud of that ticket in this game. She's going to carry that around forever. That's going to be a souvenir. Jennifer will take it home and tell Joe, look how I got in.
2nd and goal at the 4. Rathman, touchdown. Continues. From 3 yards away, Rathman adds to the total.
He's still trying to get warm over there. Hey, what a machine this 49er offense is. What a machine this 49er team is. Hey, the holes are getting so big now, it's starting to be embarrassing. These 2 running backs, Rathman and Craig, have done a job. The offensive line has been outstanding. Outstanding.
The receivers have been outstanding. The only thing I can remember that went wrong was the missed extra point. Not so this time. 48-10. San Francisco.
You wonder how it feels to go through a period that Joe Montana's going through, where, you know, I mean, everyone struggles in what they do, and even some people that are the best, you know, it's still hard, but to make it look this easy and to do the things that he's done, I wonder what it feels like inside.
I've never experienced it. I couldn't tell you.
No, I haven't either. And I you know, just watch him, and he's so cool about it. I know yesterday when we talked to him, I felt more excited about the game tomorrow than he did. And heck, they're not shooting any bullets at us.
No.
There's no pass rushes or blitzes or guys hitting you.
He certainly didn't seem cocky, but he did seem very confident.
Well, and he talked about fear, just the fear of losing and the fear of playing poorly.
Carrington brought down just outside the 20 by Romanowski again.
I think everyone's wondering at what point do the Broncos say that's enough and put in Gary Kubiak for John Elway.
I was just starting to think that myself.
Well, it's a type of thing that Elway has never really gotten started today. I mean, he did run that one in for a touchdown, but this was just not his day, and I don't know that the answer, of course, is to change quarterbacks either.
It is still Elway. Mark Jackson, the man on the move. Elway sacked by Daniel Stubbs. Steve Young getting ready.
Yeah, I would think that with a 48-10 lead in the fourth quarter that Steve Young is probably going to come in the next series. That's a nice way to go in, too. I mean, it's not fun. It's not good being a backup quarterback, but, you know, you have to mop up, so you usually go in when you're way ahead or way behind. But when it's a Super Bowl and you're following a guy like Joe Montana, what the heck, smile about it.
Flag on the play as Elway goes back to throw, gets the screen pass up the middle to Sammy Winder. Kevin Fagan on the stop, a gain of 9. Play.
Offsides, number 98, defense, 5-yard penalty from the line of scrimmage, still second down.
Antonio Goss is the man who jumped.
Yeah, I don't think Antonio Goss, I think it was 96 they were talking about. I think they changed that. Yeah, I think it was Stubbs.
He's the one who made the sack the play before, 2nd and 11. Elway almost taken down again, and is. Fumble. And the 49ers pick it up. Stubbs recovered the fumble. Returned it 16 yards.
Say, the 49ers aren't showing any mercy on him, Pat.
Wow.
They were bringing the defensive backs on that one. They were blitzing their safeties. They were bringing the corners. And Stubbs picked up the fumble after Elway was hit and fumbled the ball. But watch this. They got the 4-man rush. Now watch the corners coming from the outside. See Griffin, 29. There you see the other corner, Pollard, coming from the other side, and they're the guys that flush him out. Griffin's the guy that hits him. The corner who blitzed him finally hits him and knocked the ball out.
1st and goal at the 1. Montana still in. Craig. 49er touchdown. From a yard out. 54-10. Cofer in to try for the extra point. We have 13 minutes and 47 seconds left to play.
Hey, this is complete domination. The 49er offense has beaten the Denver Bronco defense every way a defense can be beaten.
55-10. With 13:47 left to play. Super Bowl record for number of points scored. They broke the record, the 49ers did, of the Bears when they beat the Patriots. Same field. Cofer to kickoff. Carrington 26. Return of 26.
Yeah, we just saw Pete Kugler going in there, Pat, on defense, number 67. He's playing his last football game today. He's after this game for the 49ers, he's going to retire at 9 years. He's really had a good career. He's played for the 49ers. He went to the USFL, then came back to the 49ers, had some injuries, had a bad shoulder, been a tackling end, but a real good player for this 49er team.
Listed as a nose tackle, but he's playing defensive end now. Here's Humphrey. Michael Walter made the stop.
And the ironic thing, he's playing his last football game against the Denver Broncos, and he's going to go live in Denver. He was thinking of a good place to raise a family, and that's where he's going to take his family. He bought a house in Denver, and he's going to live in Denver. So he's playing his last game against the Broncos, and then he's going to move in with them.
2nd and 4. A lot of smiles on the 49er sideline. Elway chased out of the pocket by Stubbs, gets it to Melvin Bratton. And he gets the first down, goes out of bounds. Matt Millen.
Matt Millen, after he makes any tackle, always talks to the guy. He always has something to say, and he kind of baits those guys. Now watch him, after he tackles him, he talks to him, then he makes him push him or punch him. Now when they do that, the official's supposed to call a penalty, and that's what Millen's trying to get. There's a guy on defense who enjoys playing football. Matt Millen was made to be a linebacker. He just loves playing.
And he's been reborn here, too.
You know, the Broncos are reduced to a point that they can't even get the snap from the center anymore. I mean, there were people that anticipated a blowout, and sometimes in these Super Bowls, you know, you say, oh, it's going to be a great game, and then it's not. And I think a lot of people thought that this would be a blowout, and then it is. They can say, well, I told you it was going to be a blowout.
Well, you can always hope. Second and 11. Elway again chased out of the pocket. And down. Stubbs and Roberts. Backup defensive end.
Yeah, the 49ers have so many good ones. You know, you got Pierce Holt, you got Kugler, and you got Fagan, and then you bring in a Roberts and a Stubbs, and they're all good pass rushers. They're all strong guys. You know, some of them quick, some of them are bull rushers, but they can just keep throwing those defensive guys at you. And then when you have that offense to go with it, that's a pretty good sandwich.
Third down for Denver and 23. DeWinder taken from behind the line of scrimmage by Kevin Fagan. Loss of 6.
Yeah, I know sometimes you think, is there any way that you could just call off a game? I was laughing. People say, well, one thing about them, they didn't quit. Well, of course they didn't quit. They don't let you quit. You got to play 60 minutes unless you're tied.
Off the side of the foot of Michael Rand. We have 11:13 left now. And the 49ers leading Denver by the score of 55-10. Joe Montana still the quarterback for the 49ers. This is Flagler. Tackled by Rick Dennison.
Yeah, there's an amazing guy, Pat, right there. Pierce Holt, number 78, playing as well as he does in his second year. They're taking Montana out now. They finally took him out, and they're putting in Steve Young.
22 out of 29. 297 yards, 5 touchdowns. Flagler again. By Brooks. And he goes to the 49er baseball cap. 5 touchdowns, a new Super Bowl single game record. And 22 out of 29. Super Bowl record set today. And almost every one conceivable. Third down for the 49ers. They need 14. Flagler and Sidney were the running backs for Young, who has all kinds of time. Pass is called incomplete. Intended to Wesley Walls. Vance Johnson will go back deep for Denver. Barry Helton will do the punting. 55-10, 9:43 left to play. Not much left to analyze, is there?
Well, I think we're going to be able to analyze the backup quarterbacks now.
Okay. Johnson lets it roll. Kubiak warming up now for Denver. 46-yard punt. Broncos will take over just inside their own 20. Gary Kubiak is now the Denver quarterback. Long day for John Elway. Humphrey hit behind the line of scrimmage by Kevin Fagan.
Now, here's what they do with Joe Montana. He's always had that elbow problem, so it's a lot like a baseball pitcher. Once they finish the day, then they just kind of wrap it up and put it away. You got an arm like that, you just pack it around in some kind of case, then you wrap it up at the end and you put it away till next year.
Kubiak under pressure. And down by Pete Kugler.
I tell you, Kugler is thinking that this is his last game. Let's make this last one a good one. And here you are at the end of your career. You're playing your last game, and you might as well just fight that thing out to the end. Yeah, it always has to be a double-edged sword. On one hand, you're kind of happy that it's over. You are retiring. You're making your decision. But on the other hand, in fact, I talked to him in the streets about it the other night. You wonder if you're going to worry 5 years from now that maybe you left a year too early.
That's 49ers' 5th sack. Kubiak with plenty of time this time. And a pass complete to Ricky Nattiel. Out to about the 43. Johnny Jackson made the stop.
Ricky Nattiel is a guy that has to have surgery in the offseason. He cracked a kneecap during the season, and they held him out and they just rested him. He only caught 10 passes all year. As he said, it's just been kind of a lost and wasted year for him, and he hopes to have the surgery in the offseason, get the knee better, and come back and be a complete player again.
Kubiak again. Ball batted down. Hit by Haley. Deflected.
Here's a guy. When we were talking to John Elway yesterday, he says the key to the 49er defense is Charles Haley. That when they break the line, he wants to go up and find out where he is, because he's their most active guy, their best pass rusher, and where he lines up determines what they're going to do. And he's just one of those guys who is all over the place. He'll go inside and outside, bat balls down. A very active and very good player.
Winder is the lone setback. 2nd and 10. Kubiak throws behind Nattiel this time.
If you look at what the 49ers have done to the Denver quarterback, look, they've sacked him 5 times. hurried him 10 times, made him fumble once, batted 2 balls down and intercepted 2. So that is a statistic that shows what a good job the 49er defense has done today.
Elway finished 10 out of 26. Had 2 picked off. Only threw for 108 yards. And that was the key to their success going into the game. Kubiak from behind by Daniel Stubbs, a loss of 1.
You know, John Elway, is going to take the heat, and this is his 3rd Super Bowl, his 3rd loss in a Super Bowl. But as he said, he would rather be there and take a swing at it. He also said before he's ever going to be considered a great quarterback, he knows that he has to win one of these things.
Taylor back. Fields the punt. Out to the 31, stopped by Tim Lucas. Getting ready in the 49er locker room, Huey Lewis and Eddie DeBartolo.
Yeah,
Jr.
This is Eddie DeBartolo, and there's Huey Lewis right there. They're getting the celebration done before the game. Still 6 minutes, 5 and 58 seconds.
Each player, of course, will get the honor of being a member of the repeating Super Bowl champions and also $36,000. Flagler, a flag on the play.
Yeah, who said you can't repeat? Well, in fact, at the ring ceremony last year, when the 49ers got their rings, Joe Montana was the first guy to bring it up, and he said, "Let's repeat." Roger Craig already has the hat. They're still in the 4th quarter.
Number 66, offense. 10
Roger
yards,
Craig
still
is talking
first down.
about 3-peats. You hear that? It's
Yep.
a new word. You win a Super Bowl. Hey, good. You know. Then can you repeat? Then you repeat. Now you talk about 3-peats.
Well, they certainly have got enough people to accomplish that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, look at that. They got the team of the decade there in the locker room already. They got hats. And I'm sure someone will make up a thing now for 3-peats.
I like that. It's a good word.
Well, you got your Pete, your 2-peats, and go for 3-peats.
This will be their 4th Super Bowl championship. Flagler again to about the 33, or the 23, make that. Stopped by Warren Powers.
There's the guys, that offensive line that really did the job today. They're protecting Joe Montana. Guy McIntyre going to a Pro Bowl, starting left guard.
Yes, back to back.
It's to Harry Sidney. 7-yard pickup.
How about Jim Burt bringing his son out there, giving him 5 kisses in a row, and then handing him his helmet and telling him to sit on the bench? That's Super Bowl celebration.
Pass complete to Mike Sherrard. Jim Burt, another guy who found new life with the 49ers.
Tell you, he's getting more kisses from his son. That's a Super Bowl record. I remember when he played for the Giants, he brought his son down there, and it was headbutts in those days. And now, a few years later, it's kisses. They're shaking hands, he's introducing all the guys. You talk about a thrill. That's a thrill for the son, but I'll tell you, the dads have to be awfully happy too.
Flagler, the ball carrier. Stopped by Andre Townsend. The clock running with 4:20 left to play, and the 49ers leading 55-10.
Yeah, but Jim Burt's the only guy that could do that pass. You see Tom Rathman, he's talking to Norv Hecker. Yeah, but Jim Burt's the only guy who could bring his son down there and have a Super Bowl record, a father kissing son with 10, and introduce him to all the linemen and the Super Bowl on the bench. He's still going, that's 11. Matt Millen says, where are my kids?
Where are my kisses?
Bring me some kids.
Flagler. Stopped by Rick Dennison. Gain of 10 and another first down. Tough day for Dan Reeves.
I'll tell you, No bigger gap in football than the difference between winning a Super Bowl, as this sideline is, and losing a Super Bowl, as this sideline. That's the biggest gap in sports.
It's just been announced to the crowd and to us that Montana is the unanimous Super Bowl MVP for the 3rd time, and that's another record. Trying to skip to the outside. Knocked out of bounds by Darren Carrington. Eddie DeBartolo has left the locker room.
He better watch out. I mean, hey, if you get a big old fullback and a tough guy like Tom Rathman squeezing you, play, you could just pop some vertebrae right out of your back if you're Eddie DeBartolo. But you know, one of the things about Eddie DeBartolo is these players really love this guy. I mean, they really do. And they said, the guy has so much money, he has everything. Joe Montana was saying, the only thing we can give him for what he does for us is the Super Bowl. That's the only thing he can't buy himself.
Sidney straight ahead, stopped by Warren Powers. We'll get the 2-minute warning before another play. That's it. So 2 minutes to go. 55 to 10, 49ers.
You want to see it? For Jeff Fuller, baby. We did it for you, Fuller. Number 1. We did it for you, baby. The whole team, it was for you. The best in the world.
That, of course, was Chet Brooks talking about Jeff Fuller, who was injured earlier in the season. He and Chet were great buddies, and still are. 3rd down for San Francisco. 2 minutes to go. Young gets away from a sack, gets away from another sack, gets a block. 1st down, out of bounds. Stops the clock after a scramble of 11 yards. Keena Turner celebrating. That was Wallace that got the block that sprung him.
Yeah, it was Steve Wallace on Warren Powers, number 91. Watch it, it's going to happen. Wallace is number 74. He got his leg broken in last year's Super Bowl, but watch him, he's going to block 91 the 2nd time around, right there. And I think Steve Wallace is one of the best tackles in football. He and Bubba Parrish share that left tackle position now for the 49ers, but I think that guy right there, 74, is one of the best in the game.
1st and 10. Young is just going to run it out as he kneels and does nothing else. Another happy man, Matt Millen.
Well, he was happy. He was waived. He was waived by the Raiders this year, picked up by the 49ers as a free agent, and now he ends up in the Super Bowl.
Young again, just kneel. This telecast presented by authority of the National Football League and is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the National Football League is prohibited. A happy 49er day.
I tell you, if you're a football player, a football coach, football family, there's no higher honor than winning the Super Bowl. There's no better feeling than this feeling right now. Because this year, you're the best. George Seifert in his first year, and they can never take it away.
What a year they had. What a way to finish it.
Coming to you. Right, Dan. Thank you.
A dejected John Elway. And a group of teammates that feel the same way he does.